Nathan
Yes.
or Nathaniel?
I usually do Nathaniel, but
Nathaniel.
I got Nathan, I got Nate a lot growing up, you know?
Nathaniel.
Nobody wants to do the full name thing. It's too fancy. So,
Yeah, I feel you. My name's Jonathan,
right.
so kind of close to Nathan.
You shorten, yeah.
Joe Nathan.
Some Joshes do Joshua.
Joshua.
That's a lot. Joshua's a lot.
Joshua.
Nathaniel feels like it's just, I don't know, I'm just used to it, I guess.
Nathaniel Booher.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Welcome.
Yeah, man.
John Bass
Thanks.
Podcast.
Woo.
I don't know what episode. I think I always say the wrong episode. I'm like always like one or two off. I don't know until I actually go. I think this is 46.
Episode 46-ish.
Yeah.
We're here.
46.
I'm so proud to be here, dude.
Bumping John Bass Podcast.
Yeah.
That's
That's
stupid. Stole that from David Tell.
That's right. And Jeff Ross.
Shout out to LaCroix Tangerine.
Yes. They're keeping us afloat. They're doing a lot, LaCroix.
Yeah, man. Thanks for stopping by.
Of course, dude. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
So, are you from? We don't really know each other.
We don't know. So, yeah, we met at one show months ago, and now here we are. Isn't that weird?
Yeah,
Isn't comedy weird?
it is weird.
It's weird, yeah.
Isn't it crazy when you meet somebody and like you become friends and
Mhm.
more and more, and then you find something out about that person that's like bad, and you're like,
sure.
fuck, I really like. It's really disappointing.
Yeah, it is.
It's like, damn it, they were actually cool.
It happens a lot in comedy. A lot.
Yeah, I bet.
A lot.
I
We
bet.
were I was talking
Yeah.
about that this morning with a friend of ours where we were like, yeah, when you start out, you're like, everybody's so nice. And then like 2 years in, you're like, everybody's a piece of shit. Dude.
Is that how?
It's pretty quick, dude.
How many years are you in?
2.5.
2.5.
2.5, yeah.
I'll be 3 in November. So
Gotcha. Yeah, you're a little
basically the
ahead.
same,
Yeah.
But
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
do you like it? Has it made you cry yet?
It's made me cry internally a lot. I don't really shed tears, but I cry a lot inside.
Well, some of us are fucking gay
Yeah.
and cry a lot.
Yeah.
So
I think that was beaten out of me as a child. I don't do the tears thing a whole lot. But
Really?
Yeah. Not a lot. I happy tears, I'll do that, you know.
you're not old enough. You probably didn't get hit in school, did you?
No, not in school. Well, we did when I was like, I think up through 3rd grade in the state of Tennessee. If your parents signed a waiver, they
beat
could
your fucking ass.
they could paddle you. And my mom was like, "Fuck him up." Like she signed immediately. So I got paddled a couple times.
How old are you?
24.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, that's pretty late still, though.
I know it's not that long ago. Yeah.
I'm 40. I'll be 43 in like a few weeks.
Hell
September 27th is my birthday. Cash App, John Bass Comedy. I'm just going
Absolutely.
to start doing what
Yeah.
my urban comedian friends do and just
Of
say my
course.
Cash App.
Yeah. Get some tips for your birthday.
That's what I want, dude.
That's the move.
But yeah, I'm from Tennessee too, and I got paddled. Last paddling I got was freshman year. They didn't
Oh,
stop.
yeah.
I just stopped being a dickhead. I
Right.
think I started acting better, and I stopped getting in trouble.
Yeah.
But I got paddled in 9th grade for starting being mean to a guy who ended up being my close friend. Not close friend, but we were like really cool after.
Yeah.
He was just a really nice guy, but I was mean to him because his last name was like easily mockable or whatever.
Right.
So
Oh, that's tough when you're a kid and your last name's like
yeah, I mean I have a
Groner?
last name. Yeah, Groner.
Groner and everybody
Booher,
calls you
boo.
Boner.
Did no one ever boo
Dude, I
you?
get that now. I literally
Boo
every
her.
comic I know is like, boo her, she's a girl, boo her. And I'm like, that's not
About you.
the H is silent. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Like, I know I have a red beard, but I'm not a girl.
Yeah, I get brought up to boo her a lot also.
Okay.
They
Boo
emphasize
her.
the H.
Nathaniel Booher.
They think it's a stage name. I'm like, why would I
Booher.
pick that? Yeah.
Boo. Yeah, what?
It's German, I think, is what I'm told. I don't know. We're German and we come from old money, so you can do the math.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
That's why we live in the mountains.
Yeah.
So did you grow up around Bristol?
I
Johnson
did.
City?
Yeah, Bristol. Yeah, I lived there my whole life, and it was cool, man. It's a small town. It's kind of getting bigger. Like we're about to get a casino, a Hard Rock.
Are you fucking? Y'all are getting a Hard Rock now?
Yep, just now.
Oh wait. Okay. Are you getting a Planet Hollywood?
Probably,
Next
dude.
year?
We got a fucking Rainforest Cafe coming in the future, dude. It's about to get lit.
Dude, y'all getting a Blockbuster. That's
yeah,
crazy,
dude, you
dude.
wait till it goes in.
That's funny,
No, we're
dude.
getting a big ass casino. They
That's
just
cool.
legalized it in Virginia, so it's coming.
Yeah, I'm trying to get on a casino gig.
We're
though.
trying, dude. We're trying to bust in there because
Really?
they already have it up and running. It's just like a smaller spot, kind of like within the construction, but they're building this massive structure, and it's supposed to be huge, man. It's going to be big, and then we have like a new shopping complex. When I was in high school,
Let's
like
trick them into letting us do comedy there.
I would love that.
Let's figure
I
it
would
out.
love that. They have DJs and stuff. A friend of mine DJs there all the time,
Dude,
so we could do it.
There's always comedians at a fucking casino.
Of course.
Comedians, music.
Yeah, of
'Cause-
course.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they're gonna look into that locally and not outsource, but they'll probably
Yeah.
bring in fucking who knows.
I was supposed to go to the Horseshoe over in Indiana last night, but I didn't. I didn't go. I just was tired and it was
How
started
far is
raining.
that?
I was in Louisville. I think it's like 30 minutes from Louisville.
Oh, it's not too
that
bad. Yeah.
So
Louisville's kind of like so like Bristol is right on the state line like that, but there's Bristol, Virginia, and Tennessee, and the
It's
state
right
line
there.
is like the center of it's called State Street. So if you're
Mhm.
on one side of the street, you're Virginia, and one side you're in Tennessee. But like weed is legal in Virginia,
nice.
so there's a lot of
like fully.
yeah,
recreational?
You can grow it. Yeah.
Oh fuck.
So
yeah,
it's like
dude.
that's in Virginia, and
They
then
have
if you walk
dispensaries?
across the street, you're fucked. Yeah.
They do have dispensaries.
Yeah, they're everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, why don't we have? But then I guess Michigan's probably closer to Lexington than Virginia.
Mhm.
I don't know.
There's a lot of like weird laws around it. I don't know exactly what all's going on, but there's a very clear when you cross the state line, you pass like 4 of them. You're like,
Dispensaries.
yeah, we're in Virginia.
Oh hell yeah, dude! I can't wait.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's a tiny town. There was no comedy there until 3 years ago. Nothing.
So do y'all do the don't tells there? Do y'all do them on which side?
We do. So when I pitched Don't Tell, I didn't think that one of our 3 major cities could support it. So I did Tri-Cities. Don't Tell Tri-Cities, technically, which is
'Cause
Bristol, Johnson City, and then one called Kingsport.
Yeah, yeah.
And like between those 3, we're good.
And
you
they're
know?
both all Bristol's what, like 50,000, 60,000?
A little less, maybe closer to 40, 35, 40. And then Johnson City's right in that neighborhood. Kingsport's a little less.
Okay, so combined you got like 100,000.
Something like, and the Johnson City has a university too that's
Yeah.
like right around 20,000, I think, 18 or 19. So, that's a big, the
Yeah.
summer's hard because they're gone.
Yeah,
But,
that
like-
Lexington was like that. So we had
Exactly.
one show. I think there were about 6 weeks between them, and they were fine. But any more
Mhm.
than that, but I'm glad we got one tonight. Yeah,
Hell
that's
yeah.
why you're here.
That's right.
Fucking
Surprise.
290.
That's why I'm here. Yeah, dude, it's a great lineup. It's going to be a good show.
Yeah, man. So like, what are you into, dude? Like, what do you like?
What
Other
do
than
I like,
comedy.
dude? Other than comedy, I was kind of a fucking loner growing up. Like I was an only kid.
You're playing with a lot of
So-
old money.
Yeah, a lot of old money. I would.
You're swimming in coins.
I would do. Well, I was raised by my grandparents also. So,
Okay.
like, primarily, my mom was a single mom, and she was getting a master's degree and working 2 jobs. Like, she's just always
dude.
gone. So, I grew up. I was raised by like a 70-year-old man, basically. So, like, we would just like
Nice.
watch fucking Sanford and Son every night and have like a spam dinner,
That's awesome.
and then go to bed. Or what? Like, it was a very weird way for a kid to grow up.
Yeah, I
But,
get it.
yeah.
My parents both worked a lot, and I stayed with my grandparents. They lived
Mhm.
across the street, so I would stay with them
Yeah.
a lot because they would do they did like gospel music and all kinds of
Yes.
shit, and they didn't take me every time. So
It's kind of cool though.
it was fun, man.
Yeah. That's basically how I got exposed to comedy. Like most of my early comedic influence was like Red Fox,
Yeah.
fucking 70s, like Johnny Carson, Dean Martin, Don Rickles, that kind of stuff. And then from there, just kind of branched out all the way back to like Jack Benny, George Burns, like 20s, 30s,
shit.
40s. Yeah.
Yeah.
My grandpa
Carol
loved all that
Burnett.
shit. Carol Burnett, love
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I stay with my granny and granddad a lot. We called him Papa. But I would say over there, your hat reminds me. We'd watch the Braves.
Sure.
We would watch
A lot of Braves.
Braves. We would watch Hee Haw.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Absolutely.
We would watch Matlock.
Mm-hmm.
And we would watch In the Heat of the Night, which I don't know why it always
yeah.
scared me. That show always
Yeah.
fucking scared me, dude.
Yeah.
It was all like hot and like
Yeah.
Southern.
That's
and
like Carol O'Connor was in that, right?
Demonic.
The fucking Archie Bunker, he's in that, right?
Yeah.
He's older, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It scared me. Watch that, and we would watch We'd watch Mama's Family and Carol Burnett stuff.
Mhm.
God,
It's all good, dude.
so good.
Yeah. All in the Family's another one too. Like just a huge influence too.
Yeah.
You know, the fucking Archie Bunker. They don't know what we're talking about. Nobody listening is 70. They don't know what we're saying right now.
Are you saying that because? Are you saying it's an influence because of how much you like to use the N word on stage?
Exactly, dude. That's what it is. Yeah.
That's funny,
That's what
dude.
it is. Yeah, so it started there, and then my dad was kind of like in and out as a kid too. He's a good dude. He just had problems. So he's in and out. And
most people's dads do.
Yeah, dude.
I'm a dad and I'm the same.
Got problems. Yeah, no,
Problems.
he had some real problems. But he was in my life a lot when I was younger, and he would show me stuff because he would be like, when I was a kid, I bought this NWA album and my mom shattered it.
Oh, no.
So I'm gonna play it for you now, and I'd be like, well, I'm 5. So this is kind of early, and but he would be like, here's Richard Pryor. And here's I could probably quote Delirious, the Eddie Murphy special, from beginning to we watched it every weekend. That's how
awesome.
I connected with him when
That's
I saw
funny.
him.
Yeah, that is funny. Like how specials were so few and far between.
Yeah.
So they're like so much more memorable. I almost said memorable.
And you had to go out
Memorable.
and buy it or rent it. You had to get in your car and go rent it and take it back.
Had a
and
little more intention.
Little more, and if it sucked, a little more disappointed too.
Yeah, it was way harder to forgive something that sucked.
You're like, I drove to Blockbuster for this shit, and you suck.
Yeah, I mean that. Honestly, I have really strong opinions about music, and I think that may be why is because when I really was ingrained in music, it was so hard to find good stuff.
Yeah.
And so it made it that much more valuable. But now
For
you
sure.
can find everything good or bad. I don't know what the fuck.
You're a music guy, right? I think we.
I mean, I play music.
Yeah, I thought so. I remember because last time I saw you, or when I met you, I was up here for a concert, and I think we might have talked about it.
Yeah, that's right. Who did you guys go see?
Greta Van Fleet.
Oh yeah, they're good.
It was good.
They're like,
Yeah,
they're really good live.
Very good
stuff that I've seen.
I was shocked actually how good it was live, and I mean they definitely are they get a lot of flack for being like a Led Zeppelin cover band basically, and
Yeah,
they
they
are
sound
to some extent, but the show they're talented, man. It was cool.
for sure. I
was
mean,
cool.
yeah, and also, I mean, yeah, they do sound like Led Zeppelin, but they also are. I mean, they're good. I get it.
Led Zeppelin rules.
Yeah, they're great.
It's fine
They're
that
great.
we're getting more Led Zeppelin. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, you can just be like, oh, worst case, it reminds you of Led Zeppelin, and you listen to Led Zeppelin.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
I
it
get
leads you to that. Yeah. And I think honestly, I would guess that a lot of younger people are probably listening to them and then finding Led Zeppelin because of that.
Because their dad's like, this sounds like fucking Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
What do you listen to? This sounds just like.
Which is cool, man.
This sounds just like Led Zeppelin.
That's a good impression of a dad, dude.
What the fuck are you listening? It's like
That's a good.
it's just like queer Led Zeppelin.
Is that you as a dad, Zoe?
Yeah.
That's how you.
No, my dad wasn't even like that. my dad was a really actually good,
Yeah.
talented at music. Like I'm.
Oh, so he was a musician then.
Yeah, like I've
Got
gotten. I think I've reached a point where I'm okay.
Yeah.
But I'm not naturally gifted at music. I mean, I might have an ear for it, but
Yeah.
I don't have a great singing voice. I don't think.
Did he ever expose you to stand up as well? Is that
Oh,
where
yeah.
yours comes from?
Yeah, it's crazy. I went around with watching my parents sing and shit, and my dad.
Yeah.
And then we would watch. Dude, yeah, my dad was definitely my biggest comedy, but it was. He introduced me more to sketch.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was more. I mean, he liked stand up, but there was more sketch comedy on TV.
Right. Like SNL kinda
SNL. He loved fucking Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
He loved Chevy. He thought Fletch was the best movie ever, and it's a great movie.
It's a strong
It's a very
stance.
good movie.
Yeah, it is
One
good.
time we went to see a movie in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, because they had a movie theater in Pulaski. I'm from Pulaski.
Oh,
no movie
okay.
theater.
Now I'm seeing it.
Only
Now
the Klan. So we
For
would.
sure.
So we went to Lawrenceburg, and my dad was talking to this man for 10 minutes, And I was like, who in the fuck were you talking to? Like, that's how I felt about my dad when
Right.
I was a boy.
Right.
'Cause he was just talking. I was like, who the fuck is he talking
Yeah.
to?
You're like, we're stuck here again.
Yeah, I was like, I want to fucking go to the movie.
Yeah.
He was like, John, that guy wrote the movie Fletch. And I was like, what? And he was like, he wrote it. I was like, well, why is he in Lawrenceburg? He was like, oh, he lives around here or something. I
Sure
guess.
he does, dude.
It was crazy. I mean, I
that
think
guy didn't write Fletch.
He
There's no
could have
way.
not. My dad did.
That guy said he liked to play fetch.
Yeah,
And
my
your dad misheard it.
He
It's-
heard what he wanted to hear. My dad had that problem.
Selective hearing.
Selective hearing. That's it.
Yeah.
Dude. But yeah,
dude. Chevy's great, man.
Chevy,
That was-
I've heard he's kind of a dickhead, like
For
off
sure.
camera, but he would show me, and he really loved John Candy, Dan Aykroyd,
Yes.
and Steve Martin,
Absolutely.
John Belushi, like that whole. I mean, how do you not? But he would
Of
always
course.
he would always tell me like John Candy, and then when Chris Farley started blowing up, he told me, because I was a fat kid. He'd be like, "You should be a comedian," and I was always making everybody laugh.
Yeah.
I was always trying to make everybody laugh at least.
Yeah.
And usually I just ended up getting my feelings hurt in the process.
Sure.
But
They did too. They
still
just
today.
Yeah.
But
That's why they're dead. They
but-
also got their feelings.
yeah, he'd be like, you should be a comedian, and I
Mhm.
was like, and I thought he was making fun of me because he would always
Right.
compare me to fat comedians, and I was like, fuck you, Dad, you're just making fun of me because
Yeah.
I'm fat.
Right.
I didn't see, and I mean. He may have been, but
Right.
also he was saying, more importantly, you're funny. There's
Yeah.
lots of fat people.
Two birds, one stone.
Yeah,
kinda
two
deal.
birds,
Yeah.
one stone. Buy one, get one free.
That's right.
Whatever you want
BOGO.
to call it, BOGO. That's being fat. Is buying one and
Big
getting
funny
one
guys
free.
though are funny.
Yeah.
Like that vein of like Belushi, Farley. But those two especially, they're big guys, but they're also kind of like
They're
like
mobile.
chaotic.
Yeah, I'm kind of like like the. I mean,
Do you know Kyler from
Finney?
Yeah,
Oh, I love that
I just
kid.
met him last night.
Kyler's great, dude.
An exact example of what we're talking about. I love Kyler.
Kyler Finney's going to be on my live John Bass podcast live.
Hell yeah.
September 19th in Nashville at Burning Acre. It's a free show.
September 19th.
It's totally free. Please come. We've got Allison Summers, Belly Button,
oh, hell
Kyler
yeah.
Finney, Cameron Shepard. I'm on it, and then there's going to be some other people come by. Please
Wow,
come
dude.
by, comic, non-comic, whatever. I'm just trying to do this thing live and have a fun time, and
Yeah.
record some fun stuff. So if you're interested in, it's Thursday, September 19th at 8:00.
19th. That'll be a good time, dude. They're all funny.
Second plug. Next Saturday.
What else you got?
September 14th, John Bass Podcast live at Louisville Comedy Club.
Excellent, dude.
And
That's exciting.
I'm so stoked. Praise God. Thank you to Bark Entertainment. Thank you to Adam Norwest for letting me try this. I will fucking not. It'll be good. I promise. I swear to God. I'll kill somebody if I have to
That's-
make it good.
I think that
I'll
is what's
murder
required.
a baby
Yeah.
on stage.
That's
But yeah, I'm stoked. That's also free. So if you're in Louisville next Saturday at 4 p.m., please come
Yeah.
out. I've got Drew Blankenship, Will McKenzie, and then a few other guests. If you want to come be in the audience, if you want to be a guest on it, fucking message me if you're in the area. I don't care. I just want to have a fun time and share the podcast thing live and try and make it.
for sure.
It's going to be on the Patreon up first.
Mhm.
And I haven't even really announced it. The Patreon is technically live. There's no one subscribed. But this live thing is going to be part of... I'm building content so when people do... that make the Patreon worth something. So
Right.
this live content's going to be on there.
Are you planning like segments for your live one, or is it just
yeah,
like
I've got a
interview
few.
style?
I've got
Yeah.
a few segments.
That's cool, man.
I have a segment that I do that I don't think we have time for today, but I have a couple we can look at. But Facebook Marketplace.
Oh hell yeah!
So I'm a wheeler and I'm a dealer.
There's some gems in there.
And if you, I don't know if you noticed about Facebook Marketplace, whatever, if you're in there a lot searching for stuff, it's also an algorithm.
Absolutely.
So it shows you and
Yeah,
once you
dude.
start looking at like what is that, you know?
I get a lot of Nazi memorabilia in my algorithm.
I get a lot of like Dimebag Darrell, Confederate flag stuff, and weird dolls and masks.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
No, I do get random shit sometimes.
Armor.
It's all like used shoes and
it's
like
fucking
poker
crazy.
tables. That's what I get a lot of.
All right, honey, you want to? All right,
Used poker
let's just
tables.
do one,
Let's
okay?
do it.
Because I
Let's
had a couple fun ones
Yeah.
this week that we can
Sometimes
look at.
it's so funny you do this when I'm in other towns for shows, I will get on Facebook Marketplace and try to get a good read for the area.
All right, this one is crazy.
I just like to know what's out there, what people are moving.
Okay, this one is crazy.
Dude.
All right, it's new withstand extremely detailed soul faces mask.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That is the fucking stuff of nightmares is what
So
that
it's a
is.
mask.
Do you include the picture in the video? Like, is this going to go in the episode? This
it's
is
a
terrible.
mask and it's like sculpted, but if you look close, it's all like baby.
Who's the demographic for that item?
fucking some devil worshiper?
Yeah, who purchases this?
Oh, this is cool.
Is that a wearable mask or is that a display piece? That's a
I
shelf.
don't know. I don't know. What's it made? Is it made of yarn?
It appears to be pretty firm. That's a shelf piece, I think. That's
a conversation piece.
That's just a flex on visitors at your home.
It says,
yeah.
Very awesome and unsettling.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, you fucking $50, dude.
That's true. $50's a lot.
50. That's too much for that.
50 is a lot. Unless it's maybe like, is it nice porcelain? That's what I would ask.
Who knows?
Yeah.
All right, all right. We'll do one more.
All right,
All right. This is just says table,
Pretty cool.
$100. It is a person, and they're like got their legs.
Are they
over their
scorpion?
head.
Is that what's going on? They're like scorpioned out? Like
Yeah, is that what that's called? There's
like
is that
when
a
you eat shit and your
basketball?
feet pass your head. I've done that exact pose on a slope one time when I was snowboarding.
Is that a
And
basketball?
I fucked myself up. Possibly, yeah.
It says Southeast Asian Carnival contortionist wooden table, very unique and pretty heavy for its size. There's a crack on the bottom base of the table, but does not affect the integrity of the table.
Yeah.
Weighs 25-ish pounds.
The truth is, if you're in the market for this table, you don't care about the crack on the base of it,
Yeah.
If you're going to put that in your home.
And the glass base just
It's
sits on
fine.
top. It says it just balances on top. So
Right.
like it doesn't really look like it's balanced. If you put anything heavy on the backside, it's going to fall off.
Agreed.
The
Yeah.
legs need to be spread out more.
Yeah, it's
for it
not
to
a
have
good design.
It needs to have a third leg. They should have sculpted like a fucking dick coming out of its
Yeah.
ass, or a dildo, or like a something,
Yeah. I would say of all the Southeast Asian contortionist tables I've seen,
That's top.
That's
top
up
tier.
there. It's good. Yeah.
It's definitely like top tier.
Between the two of them, so we buy the Souls mask and we rest it on the Southeast Asian contortionist table as
Yeah.
a display.
Yeah. And if you don't like the one, if one
be-
disturbs you, it's like it's like if your foot hurts and somebody like pinches you to keep you to distract.
Right.
It's like that, but for ugly stuff.
Right. Which one offends you more, the table or the item resting on top of the said table?
Me
That's-
personally,
As a guest, and if you walk into my home and that's
The
in the
ta-
corner,
the table more
the
than the
table's a
mask.
lot.
because the headpiece could be some kind of like weird like I don't know
Religion?
Yeah, or something from like a play,
Sure. Right.
or
right.
or like
Yeah.
a local production,
Yes.
or maybe like one of those church things where they pretend. Did you ever go to like a church where they around Halloween they would have like haunted house, but in the church, but it wasn't haunted house. It was just like they would create a hell in the church, and they would like
Dude.
try and scare you to Jesus.
I'm so glad you brought this up.
Were you a church kid?
Boy was I.
Same.
Boy was I. I was in a Southern Baptist church. I had about 12 people in it. I'm not even kidding, dude. So everybody knew everybody, and I was the only kid. I was one of two kids my age, and usually I was the only one there. And it was terrible. It was really bad, but we would travel to bigger churches. I remember one time we went to this big church, and they had like a parking lot full of buses. Like people came from all over, and it wasn't called Haunted House. I can't remember what it was, but it's exactly what you're talking about. And they had it was a story. So like you would go into different rooms and follow this story. And this particular one that scarred me was a girl who was drunk driving, a teenage girl. And so like the first room is like her in the ambulance or whatever. And then you like go into the gates of hell and like see her there. Yeah. What are churches doing, man? Churches are out of control.
Dude, now that I think about it, that's like it sucks so bad.
It sucks so bad.
But also,
as a kid, I was like, why am I here right now?
We did have fun, but just what we were doing was so crazy.
Yeah, it is out of context. That concept is
so
wild.
Insane, dude.
It's wild.
And then they'd be like, oh, her boyfriend was like, you should drink this beer, you fucking prude bitch. And then she'd drink it and then she'd take one sip of Crown.
And then the next room, she's in the emergency room.
She's dead.
Yeah, dude, the one thing I remember, because at the end, there was this room where you walked in and it was like all glowing. And there was like a guy who was Jesus. It was actually Jesus.
Yeah.
And he was up on like a judge's bench, at the front, and there's like a cheap ass fog machine with strobe lights. And they made all of us stand in the row, and one by one he would call your actual name from a list that they had been giving, and you'd have to step up, and he'd be like, you are granted access. But what I didn't know is there were some plants in the crowd, like people from this production that they had put in the row. So like the guy before me stepped up and he was like, go to hell, right? And like these demon actors come out and like drag this guy off with chains, and I'm next in line, and I'm like, well, what the fuck? I'm going to hell, dude. I'm going to hell. I just jerked off this morning. I'm going to hell. And then like they would be like, call your name.
I jerked off today. Fuck.
On the way here. Yeah,
that's funny.
They would call your name, and I stepped up, and he was like, you're granted, heaven or what. And then like you get to walk through these doors, and then it's just the parking lot. You're just out. And I was like, yeah, dude, I'm so glad to be out of there.
Wait, so you had to go, you were in heaven.
All the kids got through no matter what. And I was like, fucking Austin's a piece of shit. Don't let him go to heaven, like.
Yeah, remember that rule that was like, oh, well, all kids get to go to heaven. But like, what was the I was
There's
like.
some shitty kids, dude.
I know.
That's a
some
crazy
really
rule.
Bad kids.
That's a crazy
and
rule.
I always remember being like, well, am I like old enough to like skeet
What's the age limit for that?
Yeah, it's got to be 50.
That's my question. They say like all babies go to heaven too. That's a Christianity thing. All babies
go to heaven.
But it's like, well, what's a baby? If I'm one, is it like, well, sorry, it only goes through 11 months.
You know what? That's those crazy cult. What's the is it Woodsboro Baptist or whatever the ones out in like the plains areas?
Yeah.
Where all they have. They don't have. There's nothing there.
They get real
They're
wild.
like, oh my God, all we have is nature in the sky. Mm-hmm. They're almost like primitive. I mean, that sounds like mean to say, but
no, it's true.
If you live out in the woods and you don't have any grasp of what's going on with the rest of humanity, there's
also a very low education rate.
Yeah.
And so those people can literally be tricked into
anything.
Yeah.
Because you don't know any better.
Right.
But that sounds like something they'd say, like, yeah, well, if you abort your baby goes to hell.
Right. Yeah, how does that apply?
Damn,
That's
dude.
true.
They say shit question. Like that. Or maybe I just made that up.
It was.
I don't know. If
I don't remember reading that part.
Or if I made that up. But if they should say, if they're just going for meanness.
The church is coming after us after this. The Catholic Church is pissed when this comes out.
Come at me, bitch.
I think they've been through enough, the Catholic. They're being pretty quiet these days.
Yeah, they got like a progressive pope.
You don't hear them causing much trouble.
The pope's like, yeah, you guys can fuck in the butt. I don't care.
Yeah. The Catholic Church has simmered down tremendously. That's true. They used to like police, They used to be of the whole world. They were like, don't be bad. And now they're like, we're all bad and that's okay.
Yeah, dude.
They flipped.
The last pope was he was connected to, apparently, somehow connected to the fucking Third Reich.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
It's word on the street.
So it's word on the street.
That's rough, dude. That is rough.
It's rough. But I mean, you know what? If you're white, you're at some very high percentage, you're somehow related to him too. So
connected. Yeah, that's true.
Well, dude, in Huntsville, Alabama, which is close to Pulaski, where I'm from.
Right.
They have NASA down there, and like literally
NASA, yeah.
They literally brought the German rocket scientists, and they were like, now you're gonna fucking do rockets for us.
They sure did.
And then and they built, like, there's a civic center named after Warner von Braun, and he was a literal he was a Nazi.
I've been on this kick lately where I think I'm just turning into like an old white dad or something. I'm doing like a lot of World War II documentaries right now.
Dude.
That's where I'm at in my life, I think. So
Nothing
I'm
wrong
all
with it. Nothing
dude, I'm all
wrong with
read
knowledge.
up on the rat lines and the Nazis
What's a rat
and the fucking.
What's a rat lines?
The rat lines is like after the war, like when the Nazi Party started to fail, there were all these rat lines, these like basically like the Underground Railroad type of shit. Whereas like we know how to sneak you out of the country. Like you're a high-ranking Nazi, we can get you to Venezuela.
Oh, because a bunch of them went down there.
Bunch of them. There's whole towns down there that just speak German.
Oh yeah.
And salute like the Nazi flag and shit. It's wild. It's wild. They think maybe Hitler wound up there too. That's like there's a whole show.
Oh yeah, he's conveniently dead.
Hunting Hitler. It's a show.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
On what?
It used to be on Netflix, I think, and it's the History Channel. It's like Ancient Aliens kind of vibe, really. But it's
God, I wish it
what's
was
his
real.
name? Tim Kennedy, I think it is. He's like an MMA fighter and a Navy SEAL. That guy. He does that show where he's like, Hitler might have lived here. Look at this bush. That might be Hitler's bush. You know?
Hitler used to jack off in this toilet.
Yeah. He's like, these people speak German. That means Hitler lived here. He's been hunting them for a while. It's the Bigfoot show, but for Hitler, you know?
Yeah.
They never find him, Bigfoot.
They never find him.
They never find him.
That Ancient Aliens show, I really wish it was real. Like, I want it to be real, but because
how great is that show?
Because I'm stupid. I'm a stupid person.
Absolutely. I love it. I'm into that stuff too. I get out there. I can't find those little rabbit holes because I get way out there on that stuff. I like that.
Yeah. Hold on. I had a blank.
I'm waiting.
I had a blank.
Buffering. We're loading.
We're buffering.
1 second.
We're loading.
We're loading.
Oh, I can ask you this,
Mm-hmm.
Nathan. What do you have, like, any? I don't know. But do you have anything coming up that you would like to tell people about or anything? Promote,
Yeah, man. I got a
plug,
few.
or like your pod. Yeah, tell us about your podcast.
Yeah, for sure. We got a podcast. Me and my buddy Michael Rose. Shout out to my boy Michael. It's called Talking Bits. It's very fun. It's been a lot of solo episodes lately, but we like to get a guest in there as often as we can and do that. So we get a guest in, and we just kind of break down comedy. Really, what we wanted when we started it was like, we love the hang of comedy. We like being in the alleyway after a show, everybody's smoking and talking about their favorite Louis bit from 20 years ago, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So we were like, let's get a place where we can do that and learn a little bit along the way, maybe about the person or comedy. So yeah, man, we get them in there and we just ask fun stuff. Like, obviously, when did you start comedy? My favorite question is always like, what are some of your biggest influences? And it's interesting because we'll get crazy answers. Like one comedian friend of ours said the Three Stooges was like his childhood influence. And when I see that now, when I see him on stage, I'm like, oh, I kind of see that a little bit.
That was my dad's favorite.
Three Stooges
all time
until fucking Mo left, and then Shemp came in, and then it's shit.
You know what? I think my dad loved the brand so much he even was cool with Shemp.
Dude, he's a Shemp rider.
Yeah, he was like a Van Halen fan who liked Sammy Hagar too. Like, he was fucking. My dad loved the Three Stooges.
He's ride or die.
He would try. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, quit poking. You're
a very forgiving
Your
fan.
Fingers stink, Dad. Quit poking me in the eye with them.
Yeah. No, man, it's fun. We ask fun questions, and sometimes we goof around. What we're really trying to do is just showcase some of the locals, because we got a very young scene with a lot of people doing it. So we've had like this kid Peyton on, who's very nice, and at the time Peyton had been doing stand up like maybe 6 months, and then we've had like Sean Carter on, who's like 15, 16 years, something like that. So it's cool to get different advice and different perspectives is fun, but also we're doing shows in between too, so that's a cool platform to have them on. And also I produce Don't Tell. Probably should have fucking mentioned that. Don't Tell Tri-Cities is my Don't Tell. Whoop, whoop. I'm about 4 hours south of where we're at now, so different shows. I imagine it's gonna be cool. Actually, I'm excited for tonight to get to see. Maybe I'll learn some shit about how to run it, because I'm maybe 9 months into mine now.
How many have you had so far?
We do every other week, so I guess probably we're around 15, maybe
15.
Approaching 20, something like that, between 10 and 20.
Yeah, man, keep it going as long as it keeps going. I think I learned earlier this year, I was expecting to have. In February, I had a show every weekend.
Oh wow!
But
that's a lot.
But half of them were 25 people.
Right.
So they were not very profitable. Which I mean,
Yeah.
you know, you can't. Not that that's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because so I can have stage time. So I can, you know, doing it for all of it is the same thing. You know, it's all
Right. Yeah.
for the greater good of advancing my comedy career. I mean,
Absolutely.
anybody who's a comic and doing shows, that's what they're doing. There's nothing.
Yeah.
There's no reason to beat around the bush while we all do it.
Right,
We're trying
right.
to figure it out.
Yeah.
And do it in every facet.
And
of
take
life.
some people along with us too. I think. You
Yeah.
know, like being able to showcase, like we mentioned, our friend Travis Stevenson, who is one of my favorite comics to watch. He's a good friend of mine too. But like when I can have Travis on a show and
Yeah,
he
Travis is
crushes,
good.
and I'm like, that's good for you. You know, that is all good. That's just a bonus, I think.
Yeah.
For having the show. But we got so every 2 weeks. My next one is the 14th. I don't know when this is coming out, but
it'll probably be out like by Monday for sure.
Cool. Yeah, so September 14th is my next one. Headliner is the producer Don't Tell Chattanooga. He's coming up.
Jeff?
No, Ledbetter.
Andrew.
Andrew Ledbetter.
Andrew's dope. Yeah.
He's coming up and bringing Matt Harris along, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And
Fuck
then
yeah.
the big one actually that I would like to promote is like it's tough, right? Because it's Don't Tell, so you got like be secret but don't.
Dude,
whatever.
I don't care. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to sell tickets.
Of course. I always tell, like, venues ask that too. They're like,
Yeah.
when can we put? And I always just say, I'd rather have a sellout than a secret, dude. You fucking put it out there.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. No, they don't.
Yeah.
They're
So
fine.
I've got on September the 28th, I have a big show coming. When I first started like interviewing with Don't Tell or like Zooming them and asking them to let me have it, they weren't impressed. They didn't know the area. You know, those guys are in LA, so they were
Yeah.
like, "Who gives a fuck about nowhere, Tennessee?"
Yeah.
And and they weren't super thrilled, but then like at the end of the call, they were like, "Is there anything at all, any special spark that you think you could do for us?" And I was like, "Well, have you guys ever had a show in a cavern before?" And they were like, "No." Out of 200 plus whatever, Don't Tell cities never had that. And I was like, I think it'll take some time, but we can do that. So September 28th, I have a show. It's 90 feet underground in a natural cavern.
No fucking way.
Connor Larson headlining,
Sick,
Knoxville comics,
dude.
local comics. It's a first for the network, a first for us, obviously, but it's gonna be fucking sick, dude.
You gotta get some pics of that.
It's gonna be the coolest. Yeah, we're gonna do a lot, man. I've got a lot of people helping out, and you know, it takes a team, obviously, but
Hell yeah.
we're gonna do big shit, and hopefully we'll get featured on the main Don't Tell page and get some attention and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, be cool.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Yeah, the venues doing it in a cool spot is still, I think, a fun part of it. Like,
Of
even if you
course.
know where it is, it's still fun.
Yeah, and showcasing some of the local places too, man. Like the
Yeah,
people
for
you
sure.
meet, you know.
For
I've
sure.
met a couple like store owners, or there's a really cool terrarium like plant nursery in downtown Johnson City, and they're fucking the coolest, man. We met them just on a whim. I was walking around passing out flyers for our first show, and I was like, I'm trying to find a place to do this, you know, and I have this packet with all this information that I had typed up, and the owner goes, let's do it. And I was like, well, here's all that. And she goes, I don't care. Let's do it. Let's do it here. This sounds cool. And we've done 4 there now.
That's sick.
She's
dude.
the best, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's a cool place, cool pictures. It's all good. It's cool.
Fuck yeah.
And it maybe brings some attention for them, you know. They can sell some shit.
Do you know where we're doing the one on the 12th that I'm on?
Let me see, honestly.
You don't have-
think
well,
I
you can
may
tell me
have-
later.
Yeah. I'll have to look. I try to book them pretty far out for the venue.
Tonight, we're doing a new one at,
Yeah, what's this place? Is it a karaoke place? Is that
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
let me see your mic for a second. It does this weird thing sometimes. Okay, so.
Technical difficulties.
No, I think what happens is sometimes XLR. I think the XLR cable might be bad or loose.
Yeah,
Because
loose. Yeah.
if you have 3 connections in an XLR cable.
Yeah.
If one of them gets loose, then that one long wire just becomes an antenna.
Right.
And
The buzz.
Sorry, I'm a
Yeah,
nerd.
you're good. We kind of broke down on our pod and bought the arms, you know, for the mics because we were like, we just got tired of.
I like holding it.
Yeah, we did the arms. We're lazy like that.
Yeah, I do. I have arms sitting over there,
Dude.
but I don't have anything to attach them. And
Yeah.
I have it all mobile with me because I like to do it wherever.
Yeah.
So I don't even.
I find myself holding it within the arm also. I'll grab
like,
the back of it or whatever. It's just natural.
And a lot of and I think it also, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. I would like to have SM, but also too SM, I don't know, sometimes podcast mics, if you're not in a really controlled environment, they'll work against you.
Yep.
Because like this room is not very noisy, but it's very wide. It's big and wide.
Sure.
So these mics don't pick up as much of the room because they're for live. They like whatever.
We're lucky too, man, because my buddy Michael that we do the podcast together, he's like a family guy. He's got a little a baby. Shout out to baby OJ.
Baby OJ.
That's an inside joke from our pod.
Little killer.
Yeah, baby OJ. So he's got this nice house and a basement with plenty of space, and we've really tried to factor in the layout, the acoustics, all that stuff. I mean, we take it very serious for a pod that gets no views.
How long have you been doing it? A year?
Just over a year now. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing it 2 years and a month or so. Yeah, and I don't know.
Do you have regular numbers, like a pretty steady?
I don't know. Just some like, and also thanks to everybody who's followed new followers this year. I think this year I've gone from around 100 to like almost 160 now, which is
that's awesome.
Not a lot and embarrassing, but
it is though. I mean, every one of those is a human.
Yeah,
taking
but I
time.
appreciate. I know it's
right
to those who do follow. I appreciate you. But I'm not trying to like say that's a great number.
Right.
Even if it was a very big number, I would still say I'm not trying to. I'm just saying that's what it is. But I'm hoping that I can, with doing it live and just it's definitely grassroots. But I mean, I grew up playing punk rock, and I don't know. I realized today my girlfriend told me, she was like, you know what, we're both diversity hires at our job, or not diversity hires. We're both white.
I was about to say
very white.
I hate to burst your bubble.
Yeah, not DEI. She said we're both personality hires.
Oh, right.
At our job, and I was like, yeah, that's really funny. Except that I'm self-employed, and I think I am self-employed because I'm too much of a personality.
Right, right.
Dude, every job I get, I just end up like hating it, and I'm like, this sucks.
Oh, normal job. I mean, half of my act is just how much I fucking hate my job.
What do you do like in the day?
I do creative design for a chain of banks.
Oh wow.
Or like credit unions. So
that's
like
cool.
So that happened recently. For the longest time I was just like a teller, and then I was in electronics for a little bit doing like debit card fraud, and it's very dry and boring cubicle work. And then recently I got this opportunity to do some design stuff for them. And my degree, I have a degree in animation actually, which is useless but nice. It was cool while it lasted.
But you can do something with it. I mean, I have a degree in audio engineering. It's
do you?
Equally useless unless you're doing shit that like you know.
Yeah. I finally, it does help me in comedy. Like I get to do, I'll design some stickers for comics sometimes, or like
that's a job,
with the podcast. Obviously, I can put together some video because my degree was like I had to take game design, animation, special effects, concept art, video editing. East Tennessee State University.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Yeah. By the time I left, we actually were the #1 program for animation in the South.
No shit.
By the time I left. Yeah. So
that's
it was like
cool.
Building it up while I was there, and now it's really great. So my tuition did that.
That's kind of cool.
You're welcome.
I like that.
Yeah. No, it was cool, man. I had those big, like Pixar dreams. That was the goal. And then it just didn't work out. The pandemic hit, and it just didn't work out, and jobs are so hard. And then I had like a little kind of a life-changing road trip experience right before graduation of college, which I can go into, but it's a long story. And then I found stand-up through that. So
nice.
And now here we are.
Stand up.
Yeah, it was a weird time, man. I was living out of a van for a while.
Living out of a van
down by the river.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I'm 40. I'll be 43 in like a few weeks. And September 27th, that's my birthday.
Cash App,
Venmo, John Bass Comedy. Also, actually, for my birthday, Here's what I want.
Okay. I'm thrilled.
I want,
what
if you can hear my voice, you don't count in this one.
All right.
But I want somebody to fucking sign up for my Patreon for my birthday.
That's a great gift, dude.
Sign up for my birthday. Sign up for my Patreon. It's the gift that you gives on giving back to you.
Right.
See?
And it's just 5 easy payments of $19.95 every month.
It's actually every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks.
It's not. There's a $5 tier and a $10 tier. That's it.
But he's not stopping there. He'll throw in a free flashlight with any Patreon. A flashlight with any Patreon.
It's used, but it's clean.
Yeah.
I cleaned
remember those
it.
infomercials, like, we're not stopping there. Like, it was like a fucking garlic chopper, and by the end of the commercial, you had a whole house full of shit.
Yeah, it's like, this is the the double garlic whammy, and we're also throwing in this Kia Forte or whatever. Yeah.
Double garlic whammy is for sure a product that was sold around 2003.
Double garlic whammy with Kia Forte.
Yeah. Those storage bags, remember those?
Charge it in the USB port.
Those fucking storage bags, dude. Too much stuff, not enough space. What was that?
Is that the one where they like suck all the air out
they
of it?
They would fold it up, put it
dude,
under the bed
those
and
things work, dude.
They got you.
Dude, I used to live in Japan. There's no space, dude. Yeah, we had
you
to
lived in Japan?
Yeah, my 20. When I was your age, I lived in Japan.
Dude. How did that come about?
My ex is Japanese, and we had kids, and they were born over there.
Oh, your kids are Japanese?
Half. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah. That's awesome. That's really cool.
The Asian half is theirs.
I would assume.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
so wait, so your ex was from Japan, and you followed her over there for a while?
Well, we met in college here, and then got married, and then moved over there because.
Wow. How long were you there?
Like 6 years.
That's a long time.
They're like formidable. I was 23 when I went. I had 2 kids. I was there 6 years.
Yep.
I moved, so I had like kind of become an adult really when I went over there. It's like when I came back, I was definitely like a dad.
Yeah.
You know, and I think.
Did you just fucking love it? Like everybody I know who's been to Asia is like that's the place to be. They love it. Especially Japan.
It was great. I mean,
maybe not North Korea.
The food,
but
dude. I think the thing I miss most about Japan, and I know this is stereotypical because I'm fat, but the food was fucking great and cheap.
I love it, dude.
Fruit was expensive in Japan that I remember, but everything else was super cheap. You get crazy cheap, delicious sushi.
Yeah.
The hamburgers over there are good. They make. You ever seen those omelet rice videos?
Absolutely. That's you're just describing my algorithm.
Right? Yeah, they put the like rice on top and they cut it and it oozes. Oh my!
The best.
God,
yeah,
dude.
Yep.
They have
ramen. That's all ramen. Yeah. I might get ramen today while I'm thinking of it. I might do that.
Dude, there's a good spot.
Is there?
It's over here. It's called. Fuck. Yeah, I think it's called Ume.
You gotta turn me on up here.
They have a good pork belly ramen, and it's not that expensive. I want to go there too, actually.
Yeah,
but I might wait. I don't want to get too full before. I don't want to get bloated before the show.
Do you eat before a show? You like to eat before?
Not too early. I like to have eaten a few hours before.
Yep.
And then I'll usually eat something after. I don't really like to go up very full because I'll fart. I fart a lot.
Yeah,
I'll go up there. I'll be like. You heard it here, John Bass Podcast.
You had it ready to go, dude.
God, that was nasty.
Oh, man, that was rough. That was. You had that one on deck, ready to go.
I always have one on deck.
Oh, cool.
If you see me, I got one on deck.
You would appear to be a type of guy who has one on deck at all times.
Yeah, dude. The first nickname I ever got was
on deck
from farting. And my dad gave it to me. I was playing minor league baseball, and I can't remember. I think I slid in. I either slid into one of the bases or I slid into home. I think I slid into home, and I slid in and I hit the catcher. We like collided, and I farted when we collided. And I think he dropped the ball maybe out of laughter, and because it was just like this huge fart. It was like,
yeah,
you're just like
that's psychological warfare. That's
Hollywood level fart, dude.
Yeah.
And everybody died laughing. It smelled really bad. And my dad was like, man, you fart like a mule. And so then everybody called me Mule.
Wow.
For a few years.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Did you lie? Like when people would be like, why do they call you Mule? Were you ever like, because I'm really dependable? Like you just fucking lie?
Because I can carry a lot.
Yeah, I kick like a motherfucker.
Because I'm impotent. No.
Your cover story is actually worse than the real origin of the nickname.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God.
It's because if I break my leg, just shoot me. You know?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fucking, yeah.
Because I have big teeth.
I got rode by a guy named Festus. That's why.
I got fleas.
That's funny, man.
Yeah, dude. I was the mule.
That's a good one. I had a bunch of nicknames growing up. Nobody ever called me my real. I think that psychologically, I think that does something to you when
What?
you're like, nobody wants to know my real name.
Oh, just giving you nicknames?
Yeah, Bargatze has a joke about how like he's Nate, but Nathaniel, but Nathan. You know?
Oh, yeah.
That resonated with me.
Oh, no one knows
for
who
sure.
you are.
Yeah, I got called Bob for like the first 6 years of my life.
By who?
It's not even close. Just like teachers. I went to this
Bob?
daycare center as a kid because like my mom couldn't watch me.
Because
all the
nobody
time.
in the mountains can read. I'm like, that's name's Bob right there.
I think
Bob.
the legend goes I had a Bob the Builder backpack one time. One time, dude. That's all and they're like, Bob, your name's Bob forever now.
And those hillbilly daycare ladies were like,
yeah, dude.
we ain't never seen nothing like that before. We gonna put books in there. I'm sorry, I'm just joking.
No, that's pretty accurate. I used to get
Seymour
left there a lot.
once.
I used to get left at daycare,
shit.
to where like it'd be like 6 o'clock. They closed at 5, and all the teachers would be like, "We gotta get the fuck. Where's your mom? We gotta go."
I get it.
They drop me home sometimes.
You know, I've been the last kid many times. Both my parents were teachers, so they would be doing school functions, and then I would get
Right.
somehow. But sometimes, but more when I was older, like high school, I'd have to wait for my dad to get done coaching and shit.
Sometimes they just forgot. It wasn't even that they were busy.
They
You know,
forget.
One time I was at my elementary school until like 4.
Oh,
like
shit.
closed at 3, you know, and at 4 the vice principal was like, what's the deal? And I was like, I don't know who's supposed to get me today. You know, my grandparents live there, my mom lived there, they're all at work. Somebody forgot. It was their day. And he was like, well, just get in the truck. Let's go. And so he drove me like 30 minutes home. When we got there, my grandma was just floating in our pool. I swear to God. And I'll never forget, he got out of the truck and
Did
was
he
like,
lose it?
He was like, hi, ma'am. And she was like, hi. And he was like, I have, your grandson here. He was at school and it's 4:30. And she was like, oh, I guess it was my day to get him then. I forgot.
I
swear to God.
That's fun. Oh, I guess it was my day to get him. That's funny.
This totally nonchalant. It wasn't even, I live with 4 people, dude. Somebody could have came.
Were they all 4 home?
At times, yeah. There was definitely times where I walked in and I was like,
dude,
thanks.
I get it.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever forgot my kids. I have 2 daughters, but when they were definitely the last one.
How old are you talking?
19, almost 20, and 17, almost 18. So they're closer. My oldest daughter is a sophomore at University of Cincinnati.
Gotcha.
So I'm an old man.
Gotcha.
Dude.
Yeah. No,
Technically,
that's cool,
I could be your dad, maybe.
Comedy's weird like that, because like I have a conversation with guys who are kind of doing the same thing I'm doing, but like in one case, we have this dude in our area who's he's in his 60s, and he's out here doing it, and it's like
Is he new?
It's
Is he
wild.
newer?
No, man, his name's Grampy. Shout out to Grampy. That's his stage persona or whatever. And Grampy literally like he gets in a cardigan and glasses and like waddles out on stage. He's not actually that old. He plays it up,
Oh, okay.
And this is a funny story about Grampy. He's a nice dude. His name's Phil. His real name's Phil. Nice guy. And he used to go on stage as Phil, as himself. But then kind of a Dice Clay situation where it's like I do this character and then it becomes
And
his
people
whole
like
thing.
it.
Yeah, so he does it now. But when we had him on our podcast, Talking Bits podcast, available on Spotify and YouTube, we had him on, and he's like a businessman. He sells insurance, and so he had a mission statement that he wanted to read on the podcast about his approach to comedy. He's doing it real business like. And while he was on, I said, it's weird to have you here. He was just being Phil. I was like, it's weird to see you not being Grampy. And he said the words, I don't feel like I'm myself when I'm being myself. And I was like, this guy's fascinating. We got to talk to this guy.
Yeah. Sounds
we got
interesting.
deep. We went deep on it.
Grampy. That's funny.
Legit comedy.
He sounds like a weed strain.
I didn't know I was going to be shouting out my
Grampy Phil.
my friend Grampy, but he does. So he is legitimately doing a different thing than you and I. But like his goal is like cruise ships. He tours all the retirement homes and does
That's
like
cool.
shticky old people comedy, and they love him. Dude.
That's
they
awesome.
He's
That's
got merch.
sick.
He moves moves merch, dude. He's cool. He's
Hell
a cool
yeah.
guy.
Grampy Phil.
Grampy Phil. Yep, he's fun.
We can have an old person only don't tell and have him do it.
Yeah. We got some characters, man. It's a young scene and it's a small town, so it's just like anything goes.
Well, I'm really excited to come down there, man.
Yeah, man.
I know I've been there, but it's not since
it's cool.
I was a little
Johnson
kid,
City's cool, and more than likely that's where your show is. I'll have to look, but more than likely,
yeah,
it's
we'll
Johnson
fit
City.
I'll be there wherever.
Yep.
You tell me.
It's gonna be good, man.
It's gonna be pretty too, because the damn leaves are gonna be changing.
Good time. It's a good time to come up. We've got that show too. I'll have some features from Asheville coming over too, and they're
sick.
really fun. Yeah, it's gonna be cool, man.
I know a couple. I think I know a couple people.
I think
there.
Sarah Love is on that show. Do you know Sarah?
I
all?
don't think so.
She's sweet, man. She's a
if I
sweet angel.
I know. Who do I know from Asheville? JoJo Casillas, but he's at Knoxville, isn't he?
He is.
Or did he move?
He is Greenville, technically, I think, which is
Okay.
like halfway between me and Knoxville.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Greenville,
JoJo is
North
the
Carolina?
man. Tennessee.
Okay.
Yeah. Small.
Yeah, I
town.
like JoJo.
Oh, he's the
funny
man,
as hell.
dude. He's one of those names that it's like if I can get him on a lineup, I don't have to worry about that spot
he's
at all.
a killer.
He's gonna crush.
He's crushed.
He's great. We got a guy named Hunter Roberts. Do you know Hunter
I don't
at all?
think I know Hunter.
So Hunter came out, and this is a couple months back. He came to one of our shows and featured for Drew Morgan. And Drew's great.
Drew's great. I know
phenomenal. But Hunter destroyed. Absolutely destroyed to where, I mean, Drew crushed too. Everybody did great. But Hunter destroyed. And so Hunter took a clip. Our friend Travis does really good media and recording. And so he gave Hunter his set. And Hunter posted a clip, and he invited my Don't Tell Instagram to collaborate, on Instagram. And I just hit accept, and I went to bed. And then in the middle of the night, I woke up because my phone was like bing, 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 bing going off. And in my dumb brain, I was like, finally, one of my clips is taken off. And I looked, and it was Hunter's that he tagged us in. So there's a text that didn't age very poorly where I text him, and I go, dude, 300,000 views is crazy. And he goes, yeah, it is crazy. That clip's currently sitting at 3.2 million views on our
really?
Instagram. Yeah, so he blew up
of Hunter.
of
That's
Hunter
awesome,
of a joke
dude.
of his, and he's crushing obviously. And so then he came back 2 weeks later and headlined Don't Tell for us and destroyed again. Absolutely.
What's his
destroyed.
name?
Hunter Roberts. His Instagram I think is HUNNAH. It's Hunna. I think it's something like that. So Hunter's kind of like a local legend for us actually, because he's been doing comedy in the Tri-Cities like 10 years before there was comedy. Like
okay.
bar
So this
mics
guy's-
and shit. He's been around. He does a lot in like
Is this
Ohio. That's it, dude. That's the clip right there.
I can hit a button and then these little lines on the back window
Huh.
just melt that. I understand
Yep.
if it's cold and my shit is frozen, I can hit a button and then these little lines on the back window will just melt the ice off of the back window. I don't get why we don't have those on the front window. How come I can't just push a button and get rid of the
He
ice
gets fired
on the
up.
front window? I had a friend be like, well, Hunter, if they put the lines on the front window, you won't be able to see out of the front window when you drive, which is fucking bullshit because I can see out the back window. The lines just fine. Yeah, but I can see through a mirror out the back window through these lines. It don't make any goddamn sense. Put the lines on the front. I'm sick of being out there with cold fingies. I don't get it. We've been to the goddamn moon before.
That's funny.
So that's his whole. I mean, he like in that set he was doing 20 minutes, and so it's a slow build.
Yeah.
But that last 5 minutes, he is screaming at the
That's
at the
awesome.
crowd, and that's at the plant store that I was mentioning too.
Oh,
That's why
yeah,
there's like
yeah.
that fog and
I
shit.
think I've seen some
Yeah.
other clips from there. That's a cool
It's the best,
spot.
man.
So
It's cool. Hunter's cool. We got a lot of that, man. We got for a small area, we got some cool talent.
fuck yeah,
You
dude.
know, it's
I
been
can't
fun.
wait, dude. I can't wait to come down there and fucking
It's gonna be great.
take a shit.
It's gonna be great.
a
Dude.
dump on
that
stage,
headliner
dude.
too. I'm thinking that's the date that I just lost our headliner, and so I have a replacement on deck ready to go. And I don't want to say because I'm not for sure, but I'll have to look. That may be a headliner from Austin, if I'm not mistaken, from Austin, Texas. We'll take a look and see. It might be right after that too.
Well, tell me off
Um,
cam if you don't want to share.
Yeah,
But,
I'll take a look and see who it is. Yeah.
Well, dude, I'm excited for the show tonight.
Yes,
Tell everybody again where to
absolutely,
follow you. I think we can wrap it up here.
Sure. Yeah. So we got a couple Instagrams. My account is NLB_423. That's just, it's always been that way. I'm not going to change it because I'm crotchety. That's it. Yeah, you can find me there or just search Nathaniel Booher. I'm a little blue icon on Instagram. You'll see it. You can check me out there. I don't really post too much comedy stuff there. That's like my personal account. So, occasionally it'll be pictures from shows and I share stories about shows. The big one really is Don't Tell Tri-Cities. That's the
Don't Tell
page that I run.
Tri-Cities.
Yes, you can get future show updates, clips like that with Hunter that blow up. And get that there, and then Talking Bits Pod on Instagram is
Talking
clips of the
Bits.
show. So I run 3 Instagrams, and I never post on them because I'm tired all the time.
Yeah, I
so
feel you.
know how that is.
Well, thanks for coming on, man. Thanks for coming
Thank
up
you,
to the
dude.
show.
Yeah.
Fucking thanks for everybody for listening.
Yep.
And please come next Saturday, September 14th, or in Louisville for the live podcast, or the 19th in Nashville. And
Hell yeah.
I also am trying to add some more cities. I want to add maybe Cincinnati and Indy and some other places that I could go do one. So
Yeah, that'd be cool. We'll have to maybe see about getting you down on our show.
fuck
too.
yeah,
You
dude.
gotta
Oh yeah,
come
I'd
on
love to do
while
it.
you're there. Yeah,
I
that'd
would
be
love
cool,
to do
man.
that.
Yeah, so you can check
I
us
can
out.
talk forever.
That'll be a couple more episodes, and then we'll have John on. That'd be cool, man.
Hell yeah, man.
Thanks,
Well,
buddy.
thanks for coming. And yeah, dude, go get some ramen at Ume Ramen.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go check in. Thanks,
All right, man. Word up.
Bye.
Peace out. Oh, we got to do. Let's look in the camera for a good
thumbnail?
thumbnail.
There it is. Hell yeah.